That was the last words he said. He said, help me. And he sounds so helpless. It broke me. It was the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
But I'm getting too nice with this. Ain't no way that I'm going outside. My pockets been heavy as shit.
What's poppin', M2T? It's your boy Ron on the channel to be. Don't forget to hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe button whenever you pull up to the channel. And while you at it, hit that post notification button for your boy so whenever I drop, you can hop up in the truck and roll with me. See what's poppin'. How's it going, fam? Hope everybody having a good week. We almost at the end. Let's go on and get the job done. We ain't gonna do no complaining, you heard me? All right, without any further ado, let's get on to the story. Delante Hicks was headed to the house on a local highway when he came across a guy that we're gonna call BMO. BMO flying around Delante, moving all around Delante on the local highway, and they end up getting in a verbal altercation on the highway. BMO numerous of times at Delante, and unfortunately, Delante lost his life that day. Mrs. Hicks, Delante's wife, is still seeking justice to this day for Delante. BMO has yet to be found, and we want Miss Hicks to know that we are going to do our part over at Married to Trucking to keep Delante's name alive, and we're going to do our part in bringing justice to Delante. And for you guys that's not familiar with this story, check it out.
This is Delante Hicks on the job as a tow truck driver, making his way down a Maryland highway.
What was you saying?
The exchange you're about to see.
I didn't even see you, but we can fight about it.
After another driver, Hicks rolls down his window to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, all right.
Things appear to settle. Moments later,
That was the last words he said. He said, help me. And he sounds so helpless. It broke me. It was the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
Delante Hicks was killed on March 19th.
It happened on Sunday, March 19th, eastbound on Route 50 in Prince George's County near the intersection with Veterans Parkway at 4:45 in the afternoon. At the time, state police released these still photos from the video of the Hyundai and the driver, but the license plate of the car was unreadable. The car was never found, police say. So now the full dashcam video is out in hopes someone will recognize the car.
This is the tow yard where that tow truck driver was based. We talked to the people here. Very sad day for
his employer identifying him as 29-year-old Delante Hicks and telling us this is Hicks' Facebook profile photo.
He was a good guy, very punctual, very young, very energetic.
The man who didn't want to be shown on camera telling us Hicks had just returned to work for Central Towing after some time at another job. He says he had just seen Hicks at the tow company garage Saturday a couple hours before the He says he's been crushed by the news of his death.
It's one of the things which is not supposed to be happen with any young man, anybody, any family, any parents or any kid's father, which is really sad happen. I mean, I'm just sitting over here. I can't tell you what I go through.
His fiancée, Sierra Perkins, and her 3 children devastated.
And the day he died, I said, what are you going to do when you get home? And he said, I just want to lay in the grass and listen to music with the kids.
A chance he'll never get because of a horrifying scenario playing out all too often on our streets. Road rage, leading to witnesses calling 911 in Sarasota, Florida. And a young mom in Texas with 4 children sitting in the car, all allegedly tied to seething behind the wheel.
We seem to be looking at a trend that isn't slowing. Driving happens in every country in the world, but only in the U.S. is someone and injured or killed on average every 16 hours in a road rage incident.
In Houston, between 2014 and 2022, 47 people were in road rage. Also in the top 15, Las Vegas with 16 people and Nashville with 12. Everytown's analysis found the states with the highest rate of road rage are New Mexico, Arizona, Oklahoma, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. For Bird Sharps, the reason may lie in the law.
The southern U.S. states, which have weaker laws on average than the nation overall and higher rates of ownership in homes, sees double the rates of victimization from road rage than states in the Northeast. You make it easier for people to bring their into their car in too many situations that's resulting in.
He was still respectful.
One like Sierra Perkins has to live with every day, knowing the man who shot her fiance is still out there.
You can see the change in my children. You can see a little light diminish from them.
You lost your fiance that day.
Yes.
Your kids lost their dad that day.
Yes.
And for what?
Nothing. It was senseless. It didn't make any sense.
She wants to see better mental health care and stricter gun laws to keep firearms out of cars.
Now let's talk about the altercation with BMO and Delante. As you guys can see on the video, BMO was on the right side, on the passenger side of Delante's tow truck on that local highway. And you guys can see him flying up on the feeder, which is the part where on the highway, if you have a flat, if your car break down, you have a wreck or something, you pull over in that area. He pulls over and flies along Delante's passenger side to pass up Delante like this, and he immediately cuts in front of Delante. As he do this, Delante is looking at him in the mirrors and see him acting a damn fool. When he passes in front of him, he gets on Delante's left side, which is now his driver's side. As you guys seen in the video, Delante is confronting him, like, what's going on? What's the deal? He's asking BMO, man, what's going on? So there's a part that Delante, y'all heard in the video. I'll let y'all hear it real quick.
What was you saying? I ain't even see you, but we can fight about it.
Hey, y'all heard that? Delante is asking him, I don't know if he said, do you want to talk about it or we can fight about it? Something to that extent. Well, shortly after that, BMO pulls up a little bit in the far left lane. Then you notice him pull back and line up. This is what it's called in line up with Delante. Now, when I was in the streets, right? You know, D-boy doing my thing, got that banging and selling that mess, messing up my community. I will get into it with dudes and be in my car. One thing I'm not gonna ever let a dude do is line me up if we're on the streets. Because when you allow somebody to line you up, that gives them a direct line of fire to do what it is that they go do. So it's best to either let them stay in front of you. That way, when the projectiles is erected, then the percentage of it hitting you is very low. You let them stay in front of you, or you stay in front of them. That way the projectiles will come from the back and you can duck and they can fly past you. But whenever they line you up side by side, the percentage of them hitting you is very high. So when you can see in a video when BMO went to pass Delante on his passenger side, when he was on that feeder flying trying to get in front of Delante, you can see BMO face then. Let me show y'all. Y'all see that? We can clearly see his face then. That is a look of lineup. That is a look that tells me that he's sizing me up. He's sizing the situation up. You know, it's already on his mind. So he sized Delante up when he was on that passenger side, passing him up and getting in front of him and getting over to his driver's side. He already saw what kind of position Delante in, how tall Delante was, as far as him sitting in the truck, what position, how everything was. He strategized exactly what he wanted to do just from passing Delante on that feeder road. It was already on his mind. So when Delante let down his window, hey man, what's going on? What you want? When they started having a verbal confrontation, and Delante made the statement of, I thought we can fight, we can talk, something like that. Then that's when BMO, in my opinion, allegedly I already knew what he was finna do. So when he pulled forward after Delante said that, Delante kind of waved him off. Then he came back. And when he came back, they had some more words. And that's when BMO, and I have the whole footage of, you know, the projectiles flying in and everything, and catching Delante all up in hurl. You know what I mean? But I can't show that on YouTube. YouTube it'll strict the video, you know. But the video is out there. You can Google it and you can see the whole thing. You know when they hitting Delante, you can see his head. You know you can tell that he's been hit, and he's been hit more than 2-3 times. You can tell that clearly from the video. After BMO do what he go do, he pulls off. He headed out. Delante immediately hops out his vehicle, which y'all see that, and you know he get to saying what he's saying. You know, hell, you know. So, like his wife said, you know, that was his last words. You know, he dropped right. He fell right from that point. You know, it was pretty much a wrap after that. You know, Delante making a statement and having the verbal confrontation with him, I just don't feel like that was a smart thing that he did. You know, then again, he don't know who he dealing with. He don't know who he dealing with at the time. He just trying to figure out, man, why is you tripping? What is you all over there? What is you driving behind me for? What is you looking crazy? You want to talk about it? You want to fight about it? We can do. You know, he's just, you know, he's addressing the issue. Is that a good thing? We know in Baltimore, they savages out there. You know, they get down just like H-Town. They get down just like D-Town. They get down just like Miami. They get down just like New York. They get down just like Los Angeles. They get down, as we can clearly see. Delante was a good dude, as y'all heard his boss man talking about him. You know, family man, wife even was asking him, had spoke with him a few hours before it all happened. What you want to do, babe, when you get home? He said, I just want to lay in the grass and play with the kids. This incident happened around 4:30 in the afternoon, so he was clearly on his way home. You talking about laying in the grass and talking to the kids, that means that's afternoon time. That's still daylight outside. That's afternoon, early evening. You know, he trying to get to the house and been at work all day. Let me get to the house, to the family, to the wife and the kids, play with my kids some. Day-to-day thing. Good dude, good family dude. Young, was 29. Now, we got a good look at BMO. Let's blow this picture up. Let me blow it up real quick for y'all. Y'all can see. Check him out. Now, does BMO look like he's Hispanic? Do he look like he's black? Do he look like he's white? What do y'all see? It's kind of hard for me to tell, but it look like he got coarse hair. You know, I know ain't no white man running around with no coarse hair like that. That looks black to me. You know, it look like he's black. It look like he got some gray off in this area. You know, that's somebody uncle. That's somebody daddy. That's somebody brother. You know, that's somebody pawpaw. Somebody know BMO. So what we want to do over here at Married to Trucking is, if you was in that Baltimore, Maryland area on that day around 4:30 in the afternoon on that highway, and let me show y'all exactly where it happened at on the highway. Y'all see that? That's exactly where it happened. If you was around that area around 4:30 around that time, and you think you seen something, man, get them authorities on the phone. Miss Hicks and them kids is crushed. They lost. And should no family, should no kids, should no wife have to go through that, man? Not in no broad daylight. Somebody seen something. If you would look on the other side, if you see the video clearly on the other side of the highway, you clearly see cars and stuff passing. So it's a highway. Somebody behind them, somebody in the front, somebody heard something. So I wanted to bring this story to you guys' attention today. And I know a lot of you guys probably have seen them. Just merely remind you, let's not forget about Delante. Justice for Delante. We need to find that guy and get that guy off the road, because who knows, it can be your husband, your brother, your cousin, or uncle, or dad that this could have happened to. All right? All right. Big shout out to my A1 Day ones. Big shout out to the one that just be glancing in to see what's popping. And a special shout out to my new subscribers. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. Y'all can be doing anything, but you decided to pull up on your boy today, and I appreciate you for doing that. All right? All right. Y'all already know. Till next time, it's your boy.
I just got in a whole brand new bag. I'm rolling around. Jewelry moving like juice. Stacking up gold in it. Look, I just leveled up, I think.